Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers, and welcome to another edition. It has been a while, but another edition of Bleeding Blue. That is Mikey. He is the Mikey of all Mikeyest. And this is Bill, and we are just going to talk Bleeding Blue. So for the next 6.5 hours, get comfortable because we got a lot of things to say. I'm just teasing. Mikey, are you ready to just like nail this? I got questions for you. Are you ready to talk Dodger baseball?
I am ready. I am surly. I am beaten by life. I am ready to go.
Surely and beating by life is big time. So here we go. First question. The Dodgers just finished up a series with the Cubs where they lost 2 out of 3. All 3 games they could have won. Frustration level, scale 1 to 10.
Uh, well, big frustration in game two. I mean, we literally gave that game away in the eighth inning defensively. You know, uh, it's three more games off the schedule. We lost a half game really in the standings, I believe. So nothing catastrophic. I did not like seeing, the former Dodgers who, are on the Cubs now do what they did. You know, I'll just be frank about it. If Cody Bellinger would have done any of those kinds of things throughout the last few years for the Dodgers, he'd still be here. He failed. He's the one that failed and, got him sent packing. So it really bugs me when he comes in here and does that,
I,
does that stuff. So
I'm telling
I,
you,
I have no love for that guy at all. Michael Bush really never there was never a spot for him. So
mhm.
F him too anyway, though, because he hurt my team anyway. So, but Cody Bellinger could go kick rocks and yeah,
Mikey, Mikey, tell us how you really feel, Mikey.
I hate him.
Okay, well, I mean, at least you're being honest, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so we got that out of the way because I was going to ask you, I was going to straight up ask you, tell me about, how you feel about Cody and Michael Bush, but you already got there. So I don't
You
even have
could
to
say it
ask
about
you now.
anyone though. Like I do, there are guys I have soft spots for where when their career is over,
Mhm.
I have no problem with them being lifetime Dodgers. Cody Bellinger's off that list forever though. He is, you know, uh, go be a Cub or whatever, whoever you're gonna fail for the rest of your career. But like Justin Turner, he hurt us a little bit when he played us. I hate it. I don't like it. But in the long run, when he's retired, I have no problem bringing him back as a lifelong Dodger. But Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager, uh, I don't know. Throw some other names. I don't even pay attention to them anymore because they're not on my team. But
Zach McKentry's having a decent season with
oh, F that guy too. What a baby. He's a baby.
we could go on and on and on. Trevor
Justin Turner.
Bauer.
That's about it. That's about the one guy. Um, I don't even invite Adrian Beltre back in. He played for other teams longer than he played for our team. If you played for somebody longer than you played for us, you don't need to be a lifetime Dodger. Justin Turner, the brunt of his career will have been played with the Dodgers. So, um,
Well, to be honest with you, I I hope that after Freddie's contract is currently up in the next, I think it's 2 years. I hope he signs another 3-year deal because that will get him past the 3,000 hits mark. That'll get him past a lot of milestones. And that honestly, if he does that, that'll be, I think, I want to say 11 years with the Braves and 9 years with the Dodgers. So I'm going to,
I don't know if are they allowed to choose to a certain
yes,
extent. I mean, because
yes.
obviously, say Cody Bell or Corey Seager goes into the Hall of Fame after his career is over. It'll be as a Ranger because he's going to play the brunt of his career with them.
Right. Right.
Um, you know, I don't know. I mean, Wade Boggs, who did he go in with?
I believe he went in as a Red Sox.
Because
But
I thought endorsements wise or something, there was some reason why, or the Rays were they tried to get him to where it was going to be a Tampa Bay hat, but I don't think that ever
no, it
happened.
didn't come to fruition.
I just think where you play the brunt of your career is the hat you should wear.
So
Is Justin Turner a Hall of Famer? No, but he's a Hall of very good guy. And the Dodgers gave him his own day. LA gave him his own day.
LA gave him his own day. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem after the fact. I will refollow him when he retires, um, and invite him back into my life.
I know that's what
But
JT's looking for.
yes, so you're
So
welcome, sir. But
you
yeah,
you are welcome, Coach. Well, I'm looking at Freddie here. Freddie's played 3 years with the Dodgers, 12 years with the Braves. He's still got 3 more seasons with the Dodgers. Let's say he does play till age 40, which would be signing a 3-year deal, another 3-year deal. That would give him 12 years with the Braves and 9 years with the Dodgers. But that will clear him probably of 500 home runs and at least 3,300 hits.
yeah.
He's from
I
Southern
mean,
California.
yeah.
I
You
At that point, it's a toss up, right?
Yeah, you would look at it this year too and say he's having a down year, but it's a darn good year for a lot of guys.
Oh,
Um,
100%. 100%.
and a lot, it's not easy to get numbers with this team because you have the likes of Shohei and Mookie and Teoscar who take up a lot of RBIs and other things as well. So, you really have to come through in your opportunities or they're going to be scooped up by somebody else. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, how many hits does he have thus far?
139,
I
which
mean, that he'll
his
reach
lowest,
150 something probably this year.
yeah, his lowest was 115, but he had an injury prone year that year. And then in 2020 he had 73, but he played all 60 games. And then he had a season um, where he played 147 games early in his career, got 140 hits. So basically, he'll end up with about 150, maybe 155 hits, which will bring him to about middle of the pack with his career, right? Not his worst years, but again, 3 more years at 175 a season. That's what, 500 hits, about 500 hits or close to it. And that would put him someplace, that would put him about 300 hits shy of 3,000. He's going to
Yeah,
sign another
and
deal.
I mean, injury wise, he's been phenomenal. He hasn't really been here. He had the unfortunate stuff with his son,
Yep.
and that seems to all be trending in the right direction. So that's good. Um, well, and he does have the finger. I
Mhm.
haven't heard much about it lately, so it can't be hampering him too much. But a broken finger for a hitter on any finger, you're gonna notice it. You can't help it. Your hands. You played baseball. You were a pitcher, but you had to swing a bat.
Yep.
Hitting is your hands. I mean, your
Yeah.
hands are everything when it comes to swinging a bat.
So, so this is what I'll say about Freddie. I know that he played 12 seasons with the Braves, and everybody thinks of him as a Brave. This is his third season as a Dodger. He plays 3 more seasons with the Dodgers, and let's say in those 3 seasons he wins 2 World Series, and he comes close to getting 3,000. So maybe he signs another 3-year deal, plays till age 40, right? Um, Gets to 3,400 hits in 9 seasons, and maybe he wins 2 World Series, maybe he wins 3 World Series. people are going to remember him just as much as the Dodgers they do a Brave.
They will, but I see him ultimately. You know, that's the team who drafted him. He came up through them. That's where his whole everything started. I don't know the story of how he met his wife, but maybe if he got drafted by somebody else, he wouldn't be with Chelsea Freeman. Maybe it'd be another one. Everything. A lot of things have to do with where you started, and it still will be the brunt of where he played with or without more accolades. Um, at some point, I think it would be kind of cool if they did like, I don't know if you've ever seen that Giants A's hat that's like cut in half, that they made in half for
Mhm.
the Giants A's fans in Northern California, but like to do that for like your Hall of Fame thing where they're like you know the Braves, that's where a lot of it happened. But boy, some of the things he did in LA were pretty impressive too. Let's do both on the hat, put both insignias, and they won't do that either. But I ultimately see him. He'll go in as a Brave. He will.
Yeah, the maybe. I mean, again, this comes down to now if he retires at age 37 in 3 years. Um, if he retires, then yeah, absolutely. He played 6 years with the Dodgers and 12 years with the Braves, 100%. But at the end of the day, at the very tail end of the day, if he signs another 3-year deal, he'll cross 3,000 hits. He'll probably cross because he averages about 20 home runs a season. So in 3 seasons, he'll get another 60 home runs, which will put him just over 400. If he plays
Yeah, and
another three seasons,
what's he at right now? 18 or 19 right now. So I
yeah,
mean, he's
yeah.
gonna do it again.
And so at the end of the day, you'll probably see him cross 500 home runs. You'll see him cross 3,000 hits. The Dodgers will make a big deal out of the 400, the 500. So, and he'll get the national media for it. So, I don't know.
I
Anyway,
just don't know what the real law in baseball, so to speak, is from the Hall of Fame. I think Reggie Jackson went in as a Yankee, and he definitely played
more in Oakland.
for. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
Heck,
yeah.
he probably played for the Angels as about as long as he played for the Yankees. He only played for the Yankees for a few years, didn't he?
Yeah, I want to say he played for the Yankees. I'm going to look it up for you, but I think he only played for the Yankees for 4 seasons, 77 through 81, if I'm not
Yeah, and then,
mistaken.
and the
He
year before that, I think he played for the Orioles for 1 year.
Orioles. Yeah, so he played 5 years with the Yankees, 5 years with the Angels, 1 year with Baltimore, and 10 years with Oakland.
Yeah, but I am I wrong, or did he go in as a Yankee wearing a
No,
Yankee
he went
cap?
in as a Yankee. He went in as a Yankee.
Yeah, so I don't know it. I know there have been a couple times where they said no, you got like Gary Carter. I think was it Gary Carter's one of them wanted to wear a Mets hat or an Expo something, and they wouldn't. Someone didn't get to wear the hat they wanted, and there was a reason why.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just don't know what it was. But no, those are fun things to think about. But um, it it is what it is. I just think who you spend the brunt of your career with, um, that's probably who you should have to wear.
yeah. Well, it should be entirely up to the player. I mean, Reggie Jackson, not to say that this is happening, but Reggie Jackson could have um hated playing for Charlie Finley, right? And so he had bad memories of playing in Oakland, so to speak. But if you force him to wear an Oakland hat in the Hall of Fame, it elevates Oakland, yet he's not a fan of Oakland. I don't know that that's true. I'm just saying, if I played 10 seasons with a team and 5 seasons someplace else and another 5 seasons someplace else, but I didn't have a great experience with the 10 years, with one team, I wouldn't want to wear their hat. I'd pick another hat.
I mean, obviously, what he did in New York was magnified because of the time that he played with them and the owner and the
Mhm.
manager. Um, it wasn't all wine and roses for him then either, though. He had a lot of problems with Billy Martin, and
Mm,
I'm sure it wasn't always
I'm trying to read.
wine and roses. Let's just say it wasn't
Yeah,
always that.
yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. So,
I
okay.
know it was Wade Boggs had something like where I don't know if it was monetary in his contract. They tried to get the Rays had never had someone or something. So when Wade got in, somehow the Rays tried to get him to wear that hat, but it wasn't allowed to happen.
Yeah, yeah, and he only played a couple seasons with the Rays.
Yeah.
Um, the Bostonites kind of when he won the World Series for them in '96, and he got in the back of a horse with the police officer and started, going around the stadium. The Bostonites really had trouble with that because for the '80s, you had Dwight Evans, Wade Boggs, like that was your team in Boston, and the fact that he was celebrating the Yankees as much as he was, albeit at the end of his career, right? But I mean, it is what it is.
Well, our
Um,
bleeding blue really took a turn, didn't it?
I was just gonna say, going back to Bleeding Blue, because I got one more question for you, and then we cannot be remiss in doing one thing. So here's my next question for you, my final question for you. Scheduling. Um, the rest of this week, wraparound series in Atlanta, which is huge for the Braves because the Braves are actually, if the playoffs started today, the Braves would be out. They're a game behind the Mets. And
And
so
you wouldn't see me cry about that.
and so so what are your thoughts about the Braves and what are your thoughts about playing in Miami?
Uh, you know, it, over the last 20 years, whatever, the Braves have never been a place where you want to go.
Right.
It's just they're solid. They're just you
Yeah.
have good ball clubs, good players. I mean, outside of a couple years ago, when the Giants were won our division by one game, they had to win 107 to our 106. We haven't had over the last 10 to 12 years too many nail biting towards the end of seasons. We've already
Right.
usually clinched by now, and um, it's not that way this year. We're grinding, so there's other teams on our heels. And is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I'm more of the kind of guy that says let's wrap it up and start setting up rotations and start setting up some scheduled days off to get some rest, but stay happy medium. I mean, when we played the Giants throughout that whole season, I literally think we were exhausted by the time the playoffs rolled around to play the Giants. And then we beat them, and then we lost to Atlanta, right?
Mhm.
But I think we were shot physically. I just think they
Yeah.
were beat. Uh,
Well, we had to beat the Cardinals in the one game playoff,
yeah,
which that was the year that we won 106 and the Cardinals won 84. And it was Chris Taylor's home run in like the sixth or seventh or something like that that gave us the lead. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm pretty spot on that. And then we go play the Giants, and that's the Max Scherzer strikeout to end the game, which, what's his name
the
didn't
check
swing.
lane.
Yeah, it wasn't a swing. You and I both know that. And then we go to Atlanta, but we're fried. We're just toast.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So that there is a happy medium to find. I mean, there is such a thing as too much time off and not enough. You know,
mhm,
um, it'd be nice if we can clinch like maybe 5 or 6 games before the end of the year, and we can give those guys.
right.
You let them play a few innings for those who are trying to reach milestones. Still play a few innings and then get off their feet. and let the other guys get reps too, so everybody is in form for when it's time to go. So, yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you heard me say it on our in the leagues the other morning, but I'm gonna tell you what I think is going to end up happening because I'm starting to see it, and the team chemistry in San Diego is not what it was. Um, I honestly think the Dodgers win the West. The Diamondbacks get the first position, the Mets get the second position, and the Braves get the third position. I think the Padres are going to miss the playoffs by a game or two.
I would tell you right now, I would I would be happy.
Yeah. Remember, the Padres end their season, if I'm not mistaken, they end their season against the Diamondbacks.
I don't know. I don't really care at this point. I just, if they did not make the playoffs, I would be stoked.
This guy, this guy, all the love and appreciation, I tell you.
But I hate the Diamondbacks too, and I don't like the Mets, and I don't like the Braves. So
Yeah.
I wish they could all lose.
The the Padres are a game and a half up in the wild card. They're plus game and a half. But when you look at their schedule, and I know so so they have three with the Giants this weekend, and then they come home. Get this, they come home for 3 games against the Houston Astros, which makes you an Astros fan. They get a day off, and then they play the unbeatable Chicago White Sox. Um, and then they go on the road to finish the season. They finish the season three at the Ravine, and then three in Arizona. So their last six
Nice.
games are Dodgers and the Giant, or Dodgers and the Diamondbacks.
I would be happy if we had clinched it by then, and then those two were like battling it out to see who doesn't even make the
Well,
playoffs.
well,
That
and
would make that a pretty salty, pretty spicy series.
mhm, mhm. And right now, the Astros are up 4 games on the Mariners, but the Astros still have to play 4 games with the Mariners. And it right now, the way that the wild card looks, it's win or go home. So you either win that division or you're not in the playoffs. So it's
Yeah.
win or go home. And a lot
Who
of
did
these
the
guys,
well, that's a story for another. That's another discussion for another
yeah.
time.
But just in case you were wondering, and I know you are, the Angels are 3.5 games behind Oakland for last place. It's
I don't
pretty
even know
impressive.
who they are.
That's pretty impressive. I mean,
Are they
that's
still in the league?
yeah, yeah. And the unbeatable White Sox are now 33 and 114.
Those are 33 strong wins, though.
Yeah, those are big time wins.
Yeah.
All right, Mikey, before we wrap up, you and I would be remiss if we did not mention something. The last time that we recorded this hadn't happened. It now has officially happened. But um, hats off to a legend who played in a baseball movie that was phenomenal. Hats off to Mr. James Earl Jones for everything that he, at age 93, everything he left this world between Darth Vader and all of his comic things, but his role in the Field of Dreams. Mikey, you and I couldn't end the show without mentioning that, right?
He didn't even make our Big Bang roster, but he could be the owner
Yeah,
of the
he
team.
could be that's right. He and Sheldon had the night out in the town, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
They
yeah,
they
but
they doorbell ditched Princess Leia.
Princess Leia, right?
It's not
Exactly.
funny, James.
I'm tired of this, James. I'm not. It's not funny. But yeah, I just thought it would be worth mentioning. I mean,
Yeah,
it,
great guy. I mean, two of my upper top five baseball movies.
mhm.
A Field of Dreams, Terrence Mann character. I mean, I I was trying. I did get to post one picture where he was in the movie walking into the corn. Um, but not one that I really would have. It wasn't the best picture. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be the ultimate right now, is, if someone doctored it to where you see him walking into the corn.
Mhm.
um Field of Dreams, Terrence Mann, just the story, how he talked about the game when he's, watching these guys play, and giving his speech and stuff. Iconic. And then not as big in The Sandlot. It was a smaller role for him, but still big. I mean, you, you know, uh, his dog was Hercules. Everybody was afraid of him, that the man, because they heard he was mean, and all these things. And then the kids go in there finally, and you realize he wasn't a monster. He was a baseball loving man who played in the Negro leagues, and just two really good baseball movies that he was. I mean, obviously Darth Vader, everything, and the guy's iconic in
100%.
everything he did. But those two stand out for me because those are two movies I really enjoyed. The Bingo All Stars thing, I can honestly say I never really saw that. Just parts here and
Mhm.
there. Not really a Billy D. Williams guy. I did see him in another movie. He played, I think, did he play Jack Johnson, the boxer?
I don't
I
know if he
think
did or
he
not.
did. And it was very touchy for that time, because even in that, I think he married a white woman, and it just, but he played Jack Johnson, the boxer, and it was phenomenal. The guy, it was just an amazing actor with just a booming voice. I mean,
Mhm.
he was someone that definitely garners respect.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, Mikey, we're gonna have to do Bleeding Blue again next week. We're gonna have to make it a weekly show for the last couple of weeks of the season going into the playoffs because there's so much to talk about. So I'm very, very excited about that, and I'm super excited to see how the last part of the season. We're not at scoreboard watching yet, but we definitely are in a position where in the next week or so we're going to need to watch the score.
You can speak for yourself. I started day one. That's why it just, baseball season beats the heck out of me. It just does, because I wear everything on my sleeve. Um, I love my Dodgers more than a lot of things outside of my family. I mean uh, it takes up a lot of my time.
Listen,
Um,
Mikey ain't lying, you guys. I got a text message from him today that just says that he's exhausted. He ain't lying about
yeah,
this.
I mean, baseball season is exhausting. I mean, a day like today is, for me, is real. It is needed. I mean, I don't have to worry about the Padres or the Diamondbacks, seeing what they're doing. They're off today too, so it's just a nice break. And once the season does end, for like a couple, not my posting doesn't shut down, but my, I don't even know how to really say it, but I need a few weeks to just decompress. And then I start going through withdrawals where around, Christmas time, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for spring training now.
That's why you have Top 10 Rivalry Fan Fest. That's
Yeah.
why that's why Fan Fest was made.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just, it does. It takes a lot to put I put a lot into it. So it takes a lot out of
You
me,
do.
as do you. And you do it for 29 other teams as well. So, I mean, I just do it for my team. Um, but I have enough love for my team and enough hate for all the other teams to go around. So
Yep. I get it. I get it. Well, Top 10 Referee followers, we love Mikey. We love Bleeding Blue. Everything's good. Mikey, we're gonna do it again next week, and
yes, sir.
hopefully we'll be up 6 or 7 games. We'll pick up a game this weekend or the next time that we're doing this. So yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we just keep dwindling that magic number down.
Keep dwindling the magic number down. So
And then you
you
can bust out the E card.
bust out the E card. I love it. I love it. All right, my friend, let's do it again next week.
All right, buddy.
All right.